This is it, the Coco de Mer, the biggest nut in the world. But did you know that these nuts are sold for up to 1,000 euros? The exorbitant nut only grows on 2 islands in the Seychelles, which are only accessible with a special permit from the government. But how does the nut grow and where exactly can it be found? Ranger Dennis will show us.
We are here at Bellaré. In the middle of the trail, we have a huge area where we can see lots and lots of Coco de Mer. For example, up there we can see all the green palms on the mountain. All of it is Coco de Mer. But from that distance, we cannot tell if it's male or female. Yes, actually there's one there. Next to it, I can find something.
When the nuts are ripe, they fall off the palm trees just like coconuts.
Oh yeah, there. So that's actually the female fruit. Okay, now we can see a female Coco de Mer fruit that are probably just fallen down like 1 week maximum. And we can also see the green gecko on it. He will be the one carrying the pollen grain from the male flower and then go to the female tree and then enter there's a small fruit like that. They will enter, meet the flower inside, and that's everything will start from there and until it will fall down like that.
It takes 7 years for a nut to be ripe, and that is exactly why they are so valuable and rare. So, geckos are responsible for their conception, as their job is the pollination.
As you can see, it's really big.
Dennis has found a real beauty for us. To crack this nut, he has to use all his strength. As a nutcracker, he uses a stone. With lots of force, he repeatedly throws the nut onto it so that the shell breaks. Then he has to only uncover the seed.
So it's something really special. But now what I will do is that I put them like that, or like that, and I will show you normally it should be like that. So one fruit inside the same skin.
The shell of the Coco de Mer reminds us of a woman's lower body, and that is why it's considered to be a kind of natural Viagra. The workers extract the pulp, and every single nut is also measured and weighed. Everything is done by hand. Everywhere there are bars and cameras, almost like in a high-security prison.
Safety. People will come and stole it, make big money with that. Yeah.
Okay. The shells and the pulp are sold separately, so each nut is sawn apart in the middle. On the inside, no coconut milk.
So there it is, the one that is cut.
The pulp of the Coco de Mer is much harder than that of a normal coconut.
So you have to be very careful not to damage the shell because you're going to sell it. So you have to be very careful.
The pulp is mainly exported to Asia as an aphrodisiac. A kilo costs 85 euros. So from a nut with 7 kilos of pulp, that makes 600 euros. But what is actually worth more, the pulp or the shell?
For us, it's the inside. For the authorities, it's the shell.
With wood glue, the workers stick the shell back together. Depending on the size, the now completely empty shell of the nut is worth another 200 to 400 euros. Like this, the pulp isn't ready to be sold yet. It needs to be washed. But the flesh of the fruit is extremely firm. As opposed to normal coconuts, it doesn't suck up any of the water.
So when it's dry, it crack. The inside crack.
Okay, so
it's much harder than before, you see? Like stone. If it falls on your feet, it can.
The expensive pulp is sent by air freight.
Then we pack it.
And the shell is also a top seller. From the shells of the biggest nut in the world, sculptures for the living room at home are made. The Coco de Mer, all in all, an incredible nut.